Hey strangers, it's me, the stranger that talks to strangers. Except today I didn't talk to any strangers, but I did have them put notes into this jar. If I interview, say, 10 people, 7 of them usually say yes. Now the 3 that say no, 2 of those 3, it's a lot of math, but 2 of the 3 that say no, typically it's because they want to, but they want to be anonymous. So I was hoping that this is an alternative for them to keep their anonymity. That's a good word. Okay, so let's read these. My dad was abusive growing up. He gave my little sister a black eye once. He got into a car accident when I was 17 and went into a coma. Before he died, we all went to the hospital to say goodbye to him. I was so angry at him because he was going to die without seeing me succeed despite him. I leaned into his ear and told him I loved him. I wish I would have said I hated him. For some reason, I couldn't. I hope that the individual that wrote this was able to get some form of respite by writing this and getting it off their chest. I'm sure nothing I can say can make them feel better, but hopefully by doing this, they were able to get some sort of therapy out of this. Next answer. I wish I told my dad sorry for saying I hate you. He died before I could. Crazy duality from the last response we had. Again, I don't think I can make these people feel any better, but hopefully by them writing responses like this, they're able to feel like something is lifted off of their shoulders. I told my best friend that I hated him. He tried telling me that my boyfriend was cheating on me, but I thought he was just jealous. He died 2 days later in a car accident, and a year later I found out my boyfriend had been cheating on me. I know it's almost impossible for us to live in this fantasy that we will never get mad at our loved ones 24/7. There will be times whenever you say something you regret. I'm not judging this person at all. I'm not even saying that they were in the wrong. I do think it is important to try to make amends as soon as possible whenever you get into an argument with someone who you deem to love. I wish I would have told my son that I was proud of him. He died of a drug overdose, but when he was sober for almost a year, I never once told him how much I loved him or how proud of him I was. Thank you for being so open, whoever wrote this. I was at the bar with my friend and his breath smelled terrible. He was an insecure person, so I didn't tell him, but I noticed people he'd walk up to would make a weird face like they had just walked into a porta potty. I'm not giving advice for any of these responses, but I will say, if your friend smells like they have porta potty breath, please tell them they have porta potty breath. Okay, next answer. I wish I would have told my best friend that I loved him. He's married now, but I often wonder what life would be like if him and I could have been together. Those what ifs. Next answer. I hated my dad. A lot of paternal hatred in these cards. I hate slum landlords. I wish I would have told my landlord that the sink was broken and that the house was disgusting. I feel like that is something you definitely could have said. In fact, I think that's an obligation as a renter to tell the landlord. Granted, the landlord shouldn't have the place messy and disgusting, but I forgot to flush the toilet at my friend's house. His mom saw it and screamed and asked who did it. He blamed it on his little brother. What? And she made him flush it. He cried while doing it. He deserves some form of compensation for that diabolical act. I love you. I'm assuming this one is a romantic lover because of the hearts. My school of thought is if you want to say something to someone, and it's not something malicious, it's not something that is going to hurt the person, I think that you should say it. I feel as though the idea of never saying it is a lot more painful than actually saying it and not getting the result that you want. I miss you. Another really succinct one. I think this is one of the things that I really like about this sort of anonymous type of answer to these questions is that there's no context to them. Our imagination is left to its own devices to build the story around this. I miss you. You are not a burden. I think it's beautifully said. The night you told me you loved me, I wish I would have asked if you meant it. It would have saved us years of heartbreak. I love you. I love you. I love you. I think it's beautiful that people are able to express these on this notes. And I think what it shows me is that the phrase I love you is something that a lot of people wish they would have said. That might be more further proof that if you feel like saying I love you, you should say I love you. I wish I would have told you how you hurt me. It's weird in the moment, sometimes we're incapable of telling the person who's hurting us the most that they're hurting us. I wish I had said to my dentist, I wish I had said to my dearest love, friend, soulmate, that he saved my life and everything good I know is him. Thank you so much for asking me this question. Oh, that was nice to put that. I love you. I'm sorry I didn't tell you before. I couldn't tell if you were faking or not, so I pretended not to feel anything until I felt it all at once. I think it's so difficult because a lot of us have a guard up. I hope that whoever wrote this doesn't blame themselves for feeling incapable of being vulnerable in the situation. What made choosing your significant others over your children the best choice for their life? It seems like it was the easier choice because getting yourself in a better place was too hard, and that's what hurt the most. I don't have any children, but my assumption would be when you have kids, that you would love them so unconditionally that you would do anything for them. I'm lucky enough to have a mother who does that. She puts me before even herself. So I'll never understand how some parents can just let their children go. I wish I had never fought with my dad the week he died. I also wish I could have saved his life. I miss you, Dad. I'm sorry. This one looks like it was impractically folded. I wish I would have told you how much you meant to me before you left that morning. Last one, by the way. In high school, I was very obese. A kid walked up to me with his friends and called me a beached whale. I wish I would have told him how ugly he was, but I couldn't do it. I just cried. See, that's the thing about bullies, is that it's really easy to be a bully. It's really difficult to be nice. That's why I like really nice people. If someone is bullying you, their punishment is their life. But that's just my opinion, and I keep acting like you care. We're done. This was a lot of fun, and I want to do this again. Do you guys like this new format? Do you have any questions that you want me to ask people? Okay, see you in the next video. I'm talking too much. Bye.